Hey guys, welcome back to Super Important Reviews. My name's Steve, and today I'll be going over the Dragonball Z Saiyan Scouter for when you need to know your friend's power levels. This is the second version, which has the red lens, and it also comes with two guards that are Captain Ginyu and Super Saiyan Goku, which we'll get into a little bit and how pointless they are. But this is what we like to call an impulse buy, because initially when I seen these online, I thought they were really cool, but it wasn't really something that I needed personally in my life. But I saw it at my local mall and decided, anyway, why not? And they had a buy one get one half off, so I bought the other one they had and decided to give it to one of my friends. So I'm going to go over the red version for you guys just because I thought it was the cooler looking of the two that I got, because the other one I got was the green one, which was kind of like to me personally. And as you can see, I got a little bit excited and I've already opened the thing and played with it a little bit. But we'll go over the package real quick, which front of it you got Frieza, side tells you about the other scouters that they have. For the back, tells you how it works with the blip blip blip, discover the hidden power level on the cards. Side, Kamehamehas. Bottom, not a whole lot going on here. So, that's, oh, actually, hold on. So inside the packaging, as you can see, my cards are still sitting in there. They give you instructions on how to assemble the Saiyan Scouter. It also tells you not to aim it at anyone's faces, so make sure you don't do that. But that's pretty much about it, because I'll be going over the instructions with you guys anyway. So let's get into the Scouter. Alright, so the Saiyan Scouter comes in three pieces, which is the visor, your main piece that goes on the side of your head, and the head strap to hold it to your head. But first what I want to go over with you guys is the cards that it comes with, which is kind of supposed to be like this little mini game where you can supposed to have to use the Scouter to read the power levels, but I don't know about you guys, but I can read those power levels pretty well without the use of the red visor. Even though, granted, it does help a little bit, but it's not really needed, so it just seems like a bit of a waste for these things. And what actually would have been amazing is that in these versions, you don't get anything to actually attach to this, because what would have been really nice, like, as you can see on the card, it shows the circle, the little triangle, that's supposed to be like you have a lock on that guy, and then it shows the power level up here. Would have been actually amazing if they would have had like a decals or something to come with this to actually stick onto the visor. So when you're like cosplaying and looking at random people or whatnot, it actually had the power level, like you could like read their power level. That would have been really sweet, even though it would have been like everybody would have the same power level, but just would have been a really nice touch. And especially like when people are looking at you, it kind of looks like the thing is doing something, even though it's not, like I understand, but it's just something I would have really appreciated. And even like if it would have made a decal, if you really didn't want that, you didn't have to. But it would have just been something nice and added bonus for this. But what you do is for the red visor, you can see there's a slot right here. All you really do, just stick it in there. And then it actually can adjust if you want it. But once you get a certain far out, it'll just pop right back out. But it gives you a little bit of options in play for this, which is really nice. And then for the headband, you just stick it right in this slot, which is again, just put it in until you start hearing a click. And then it'll adjust for you. So depending on the size of your head, which my head's freaking huge, so I need to thing all the way out. But it gives you a lot of nice options for various people that can really fit for your head. And then you just flip this part out, you attach it to your head, which is really cool. Also helps to make it a little bit more compact, so if you needed to carry it around in your bag or something, it's a little bit more easy to use. And overall, let me adjust the camera a little bit so you guys can see it better now. Alright, so now that you guys can see it in all of its glory, it really resembles a Saiyan Scouter, which is pretty sweet. Overall, nothing too much going on here. Which again, I paid $15.50 for this, so I wasn't really expecting a whole lot coming out of this, other than the little decal thing kind of depressed me a little bit. So what's really sweet is this actually has sound effects, so when you push in on this button, it does the bleep bleep bleep, and hopefully you guys can hear it, but I'll push it in. The only problem is, I don't even know if you guys actually really hear it. Hold on. There we go. Just to make sure. But it's really not very loud. When you have it on your ear, like when you're wearing it and you push it on the button, it sounds a lot better, and personally, like to me, it works really well because then people aren't really hearing it out in the crowd and whatnot. But it kind of gives you still that illusion like this thing's actually working. So that's actually, it's pretty neat. It's just kind of odd that it's just the speaker faces out here, but you can't really, you actually hear it better coming in through here. So that's a little odd. And the other thing that kind of sucks is, and when you initially hit on it, it doesn't actually work. And you actually have to play with the button a bit. Like once you push it in, it'll keep doing it. And then if you push it a little bit, it'll just do the one little bloop. So it gives you a little bit of variety, but it's a pain in the butt to actually try to get this thing to actually make the sound without just pushing really hard on it. And my other major complaint for this is that when I got mine, because it comes with a pair of LR44s, I actually had to go out and buy a new pair because the ones I had, this thing came dead. And then the other one that I bought to get to my friend, those ones were dead as well. So if you guys pick this up, I'd just be expected you might have to replace the batteries. Because I see some other people reviewing this stuff, like on Amazon and whatnot, and they haven't had that problem, so it might just be like a little small thing for my little sample. But it's just something to look out for. And here it is on my ugly mug. And personally, it fits pretty good. Because overall, if you're moving around a bit, it stays on there fairly snugly. Just don't start like wanking your head around, because then, yeah, it's going to be coming flying off. But overall, it sits on there fairly nice. And to me, it actually does really nice with the aesthetics appeal, especially if this is what you want to be going for, especially with the whole little button thing, so you can sit there and be doing, and then get your like power level 9000 jokes out of the way. And I think this actually is really sweet, especially if you really like doing like goofy little pictures for like YouTube or Facebook and just doing little fun things with it. So I think it works pretty well for that, and overall cosplay value, I don't think it's that bad. It's probably would need a little bit of work, mainly because I really think it needs like the little decals here just to give the overall feel for the power levels, and maybe something with the headband here. And I know they do have some other options, but they're a little bit pricier, and especially at me and like keeping costs down to a minimum, I don't think this is that bad of an option for you if you really are going to go that route. And especially for someone like me that just likes to mess around with this stuff anyways, I think this thing's actually been well worth the $15.50. I probably wouldn't go a whole lot higher than that though, especially with the problems I had with the batteries. And overall, like, it doesn't feel all that heavy. Like, it's a fairly cheap item, so there's not really a whole lot going on with here. I still wouldn't really recommend doing what they do and just go, but it's not something I would probably go over $20 for, so if you see anything like crazy prices on this thing, I probably would pass on it then. But for around 20 bucks, I think this is well worth it. So what do you guys think? You guys like Dragon Ball Z? You guys like anime, or you think just Yu Yu Hakusho is just the way better anime? Please let us know in the comments. A little closer pictures on Facebook if you want to click the link description below, which probably won't be that many pictures, but I'll try to do something with it. Please don't be afraid to share this video around. If you like this and want to see more stuff like this, please give us a like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. Solar Flare!